Namaste, beautiful soul. Welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Jakara, and you are watching the Blooming Lotus Healing. I am a spiritual response practitioner and an avid spiritual student. Super grateful to be here and sharing this space with you. Grateful for this new year. We are on 2022, and this year is filled with so many beautiful experiences in store for all of us. So as we went through these really harsh times on 2020 and 2021, I feel this is shifting all of it, and we are finally integrating all of the lessons and actually taking actions towards the things that we want and our dreams. So if it's your first time here, make sure that you subscribe and to this channel. And if you're watching, if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I'm super grateful that you're here. And yeah, so today I wanted to talk about the soul relationships workshop that I was teaching last year. So I did 2 workshops online and 1 workshop in person here in Florida. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience downloading this information and where it came from, and basically why it's in existence in the first place. So I started my journey, my spiritual journey, a very long time ago. I was always really, really interested in astrology and in tarot and in all the occult and all of the mysterious things that we don't understand. And I've always kind of been a seeker in some shape or form. And I kind of put it aside because I felt, growing up, there was a lot of there wasn't a lot of support, let's just say, from friends or family around, pursuing any of this. So later 2020 came, and I was working at a customer service job, and it was really a dead end job. I wasn't really happy, and I got really, really sick. I kept getting these messages from spirit saying that I needed to leave the job, but I kept saying, no, I can't leave. I have to pay my bills. I was in this really fear-based experience, and then suddenly just my body just shut down. I was in complete pain. I couldn't sit straight. It was just really, really harsh. And I was kind of like battling, going back and forth with the idea of going back to work. I took FMLA, and then finally I just decided, okay, I'm just gonna take the plunge, and I'm gonna trust that when I let go of this fear and this job, then I'm gonna be able to figure things out on my own. So during that time, I signed up to do oracle readings for different apps online. So there are hotlines, or I would call them hot apps. And during that time, I was really happy sharing my gift with others. I've always wanted to be of service to the world in some shape or form. And I felt like that was the best way. I've always been able to be a support system for people and my surroundings, my family, my friends. And this is something that naturally comes to me. And then also getting the downloads from spirit through the oracle cards as well. So it was just really great. I was able to really step into that space and feel more comfortable with being in that path and embodying the healer that I am. So come to find out that in that process, I was able to see kind of like patterns, right? Patterns that I started to observe that made me really uncomfortable. So there were certain patterns that I noticed in regards to um, addictive energies that people were experiencing, and that were in a way encouraged by these apps to keep people hooked into readings, because that's how you make your money. And I did not feel comfortable with that, because I don't subscribe to that addictive energy. When we're dealing with that, that's not the way spirit wants us to move forward in our path. Even though all the both the good and the bad, the dark and the light is there, and it's all part of spirit, that's just not the energy that I feel comfortable with. I wasn't aligned with that. My values and my soul wasn't aligned with that. So I was trying to figure out how can I help people. And what another pattern that I noticed underneath that addictive energy was the fact that there were a lot of people in their twin flame path, or thought that they were in the twin flame path, and were in very toxic situations, and really stuck in loops. So I just felt like I was helping people in some shape or forms, giving them mindful oracle readings where I would give them tools and ideas on how to move forward. However, they would still come back because they were having a hard time, and I just felt kind of frustrated. I Not frustrated because of them, but more frustrated with what can I do to help these people? Like I want them to move forward, and they keep coming to me, and I was like, Spirit, what can I do? So fast forward at the end of 2020, I got cleared, and I have a video somewhere. I will put it somewhere here, suggest it for you, where I explain to you my experience with SRT and how I got connected to SRT, spiritual response therapy. And so basically, in that experience, I was able, the practitioner was able to access certain lifetimes that were keeping me from actually stepping fully into my healership. So when that happened, it was like this like beautiful doorway opened for me, and things started coming my way. And um then I started learning SRT through a beautiful teacher online, and then I started practicing it on myself, and I was so committed to it. And then I came to find out that was part of my path. So part of my soul path is to be a spiritual response practitioner, and I got confirmation from my higher self from that, and I was just so grateful. So I continued to clear myself, because of course you have to first start with yourself. So I started clearing myself every day and making sure that I was clear. And at some point I said, okay, well, what can I do, right? Like, what do I need to do? Like, I'm here for something, so tell me what I need to do. So Spirit was like, you remember those people that you were frustrated about on the apps, and those people, now you have knowledge. How about you start helping them by empowering them to find out information on their own? And I said, but how? And basically it was just like, just so then it was quite interesting, because the answer wasn't given right away. So then I was suggested this book by a fellow practitioner who posted it online. And this book was written by a SRT practitioner. She also practices other healing modalities, and she created all of these charts. And basically on this book, she explained how she just, you can just create these charts for whatever you need. So you don't have to just wait for other people to create charts. You can create your own based on whatever spirit tells you. So when I read that book, I said, oh my goodness, why not? So I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and see if spirit wants me to write, to write something around this, or, write a book or write a chart, or whatever. So then I asked spirit, I said, okay, please, if there's something that I need to be doing around this, then please show me the way. And that's basically what happened, is that I started getting all these downloads, and started creating these charts. And based on what I learned through the Akashic clearings, through SRT, I was able to expand into that. So the idea was to really empower people to connect to their soul, to the information that's already within them, and not waiting for others to confirm if this person is their twin flame or not, but actually getting that confirmation yourself and having that knowledge. And I feel like right now we are moving away from going to others. So we remember that paradigm, right, where we would go to the priest and we would confess our sins, or we would go to the guru and ask them for help. Now we're getting, or we would go to the shaman and ask them to sing for us, so we could be healed. Now we're getting into the space where people are taking those shamanic journeys. People are taking those yogic journeys. People are taking those mystical journeys now because they are in a space where they feel more empowered and free to do so. The reason why people were not able to do that before is because there were limitations back then. People were afraid back then. There was a lot of fear-based thoughts or experiences back then, and we basically were not ready at the time. So now that we've integrated so many lifetimes and we are in the space of there's freedom, we have so much freedom in so many parts of the world now to connect to our mystical side. Yes, there are still parts of the world where this is not possible. However, if you really look at the great grand scheme of things, we do have a higher opportunity now to connect, right? So now more and more of us are really being called to be in that space of empowerment and finding our inner voice and finding the information within ourselves and not going so much outside of ourselves. So those are the people that I know flock towards my class, because those are the ones that are hungry for information, people who are ready to receive the information, people who are ready to be taught how to connect to their higher self and ready to be taught how to clear themselves and how to protect themselves and how to shield themselves and all of this beautiful information that is just great for us to continue evolving and growing and expanding into that fifth dimension that we want so much. So basically, with this class, I created the charts, and then of course people need a pendulum, and I also explained a little bit about all the different relationships that exist at the soul level. So just how we say, as above, so below, as below, so above. Basically, everything that exists here on this plane also exists on the spiritual level. So what happens is that we also have sort of like family trees in the spiritual realm. And that term of twin flame really is related to that, to the level of closeness at the soul level that you share with that soul. So I'm gonna bring you, I wanna invite you to just imagine in your mind's eye, just imagine that you are in this, there's like these neighborhoods, right? And they're all clustered. All of these neighborhoods are clustered into 9 homes each. And these homes are basically these humongous homes that have 9 apartments each, right? So let's zoom into one of the neighborhoods of 9 homes, right? So this is like a gated community. Imagine there's a gated community. You enter this home, and then you enter this community, and then you see the 9 homes, right? So but each one of these homes have 9 apartments. So when you go into one of the apartments, there's going to be 9 people that live there. So those 9 people that live in that same apartment are going to be twin flames. Yes, you can have more than one twin flame, and that's something that a lot of people are not aware about, is that you can have more than one twin flame. So the people who live in the other apartments are going to be your flamemates, and then the people who live in the other homes are going to be your flame family. So basically, depending on the level of closeness that you have, that's what's going to determine how many lifetimes you've had together, how many parallel lives you've been with each other, you are with each other. And it's also going to determine how many lessons, how many energies, how many discordant energies you're sharing. I mean, there's so much, right? So much richness into each lifetime that we share. So with that said, remembering that this experience, right, this experience of coming, incarnating, and sharing with this soul is just for the purpose of learning. It's just for the purpose of growing, and of course there is the purpose of having a mission, like a soul mission. But your soul mission is always going to be unique to you, to your path, because you yourself are whole. You don't have a half. You are whole, your whole soul, and you don't have like another half of a soul that's missing. So it's important to remember that when it comes down to this type of experiences. So So yeah, so basically that's one of the things that I explained on the class. And the experience that I had with a lot of people that came to the class was that they were feeling so empowered. They were feeling so grateful and so happy that they were able to connect to the higher self. They were able to have more of a clarity on the information that they were getting, and I was just so grateful to do that because um, I don't want to ever make anybody feel like they absolutely need me to be able to move forward in their path. Like I want them to feel empowered on their own. And so that to me was just so beautiful to see and to experience. And I know for sure that that's what Spirit wants as well. So if you are interested in learning about your soul relationships and learning how to clear yourself with in regards to another person or your twin flame, or maybe you're curious about where you are on your twin flame relationship situation. Maybe you don't know, you're not sure if this person is or not, or maybe you are completely sure, but you want to, but you haven't gotten answers that are satisfying to your soul through other people. Then I would highly recommend that you let me know in the comments. Make sure you like this video, make sure you share this video with somebody that may be interested in taking a class like this. I am planning to open up this class again this year, and also planning on doing an ongoing support for the class as I move forward in 2022. So I look forward to do this. I cannot wait to connect to each one of you. Please let me know in the comments if you know who your twin flame is, if you've already gotten confirmation, if you're curious about who your twin flame is, if you're curious about what is your soul relationship with those who are in your life right now. I'd love to hear and to read in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all through all this video. I hope that you found this video valuable to you, and if you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and thank you. Namaste.